DIA is undergoing a major facelift.
Obviously, you can see some construction going on, but it's the nature of America right now.
The new federal grant will help make your airport experience smoother.
Not one American airport ranks among the top 25 in the world. And we feel those shortcomings so often when we fly.
The 5G invasion is happening.
They tried to tell us it was just a light pole replacement. The pole is going to be 10 feet taller than the current light pole.
And some people worry what new 5G poles will do to their neighborhood.
So the biggest concern is going to be property value decreasing.
Plus, a Colorado community has given a little boy the chance to walk through life with a smile on his face.
We've already seen so many benefits with his personality, and I think it's really going to help health-wise too.
First tonight at 6, let's take a live look at our camera facing west. Storms have been moving through all day long, and we've seen a high risk for flooding, especially in the burn scar areas. So glad you're with us tonight for Denver 7 News at 6. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jessica Porter. Well, these storms are moving through ahead of a sizzling weekend ahead.
That's right. Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson with the Denver 7 forecast. Mike?
The lucky spots will get a drink of water because there's going to be a lot of hot weather coming up. Right now we have a few strong storms to the south and east of Denver, down in Lincoln County, parts of El Paso County, also north and east up in Weld County, Logan County, extending up into Phillips and Sedgwick County. No severe thunderstorm warnings in effect there. As far as the metro, a couple of scattered storms still coming off the foothills and heading our way. These are not severe. You get a little rain, a little thunder and lightning. And then this cell that's out to the east of us is pretty picturesque out near Deer Trail. We're looking right at it. This is our camera, our exclusive Viera wireless camera in Cedar Point. Look at that heavy downpour coming out of that. That is a good rainmaker. For Denver, this is what it's looked like over the last couple of hours. The showers come in, they move out, the sun comes back out. One more round of showers may come off the foothills for this evening. After that, it's going to be quiet and then hot and dry. Isolated evening storms, they'll linger a little longer on the plains, hotter and drier tomorrow, and then a very hot weekend forecast.
Thank you, Mike. We'll see you in just a little bit. The Federal Aviation Administration has now announced where that first $1 billion of infrastructure money is going.
Colorado is set to see about $60 million of that funding.
Denver 7's Megan Lopez shows us how DIA plans to use the money to help with ongoing construction.
DIA has been through a lot of upgrades lately, and that construction is going to continue for the foreseeable future. Now, one thing that travelers will notice when they come here is these new automated baggage drop-off places. And this is going to make your experience a lot quicker, a lot smoother when you come through the airport. This airport's set to receive millions more from the federal government, but that is a change you're likely not going to notice. It's another busy Thursday at Denver International Airport. People flying in, people flying out, everyone here with somewhere else they need to be.
I'm coming in from San Diego.
Despite a busy 4th of July holiday and summer travel season, things are going pretty smoothly.
Baggage, I haven't really had a problem with it.
Walked right up and my bag was ready to go.
And by the time I got here, it was already circling in the carousel, so it was fine.
There's still occasional headaches, like the trains breaking down earlier this week.
Obviously, you can see some construction going on, but it's the nature of America right now with growth and everything else that we've got. It's good to see people back traveling.
Soon, even more construction and change after a major announcement from the FAA.
Today, we're awarding $1 billion for much needed improvements at airports across the country.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says this investment couldn't come at a more important time for travel.
Not one American airport ranks among the top 25 in the world. And we feel those shortcomings so often when we fly.
Colorado is set to see two investments, $3.2 million for the Durango Airport and $60 million for DIA, the second most given to any airport under this plan. But it will be spent on changes most travelers won't notice. The money will be used to help the airport replace portions of its baggage system where TSA screens bags before the luggage is transported onto the aircraft. The new equipment will be more energy efficient and able to process bags quicker, making for a smoother check-in process for passengers, but it will take 5 years to complete. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
DIA says currently they screen 12,000 bags per hour, and that system runs almost all day long. And they say in 8 to 10 years, there could be as many as 100 million passengers passing through the airport every year.
Colorado has identified itself as a safe space for people to come and get reproductive care following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Yesterday, Governor Polis signed an executive order saying our state will not cooperate with other states' abortion investigations. But at least one group thinks more can be done on the national stage. Today, members of the Freedom Road Socialist Organization protested outside Senator Michael Bennett's office. They say the Democratic Party has not done enough to protect women.
The fact that abortion rights have not been enshrined in law for the 50 years that Roe v. Wade has been around is proof of the inadequacy of the Democratic Party, and we're here to ask them to actually do something to enshrine that right.
This legislative session, Colorado codified the right to reproductive care in our state's constitution.
The Arapahoe County Coroner's Office has identified the man shot and killed by police in a standoff Tuesday. The standoff took place at the Ranger Motel on East Colfax. 51-year-old Alan Walker is the man blurred out in this video. He peeks in and out of the motel door several times, and then minutes later, he starts running toward police with what appears to be two long objects in his hands, and that is when police opened fire. Aurora Fire says Walker started a fire at the motel before this barricade began. Well, one of the teenagers charged in connection with a deadly fire in Green Valley Ranch in 2020 now faces several drug charges. 18-year-old Kevin Boy allegedly possessed and distributed fentanyl pills in jail. The boy was arrested or arraigned today on arson charges in which 5 members of the same family were killed, but that only lasted a few minutes because of these new drug charges. Boy's next court case for the arson charges will happen later this month.
5G is the future, but some Colorado residents want to put the future on pause. In September, we told you about an Inglewood resident who learned about the city's plan to build a 5G tower in front of his home. The city put a stop to the project after learning AT&T didn't get proper approval. Now they're moving that project to a house a few doors down, and that homeowner contacted Denver 7. Our Bayan Wang went out to investigate.
They tried to tell us it was just a light pole replacement.
But Lindy Hain would soon learn otherwise.
They're trying very hard not to mention the fact that it's a 5G tower, but it is.
Hain is right, and Denver 7 confirmed that with the city. It would be the first AT&T 5G tower installed in an Inglewood residential neighborhood. The city plans to disguise it as a wooden pole with an antenna mounted above the streetlight arm. But here's the thing.
The box is partially on our property.
Hain says she requested the city to send an employee to survey what is city property and what is hers.
They did the property line stakes here. It's almost like a foot of the box is what is on our privately owned property at this point.
An Inglewood spokesman said the survey isn't finished, and if the findings indicate the access point is within private property, they will be required to reposition it. Even so, the city did not mention moving the 5G tower to another location.
So the biggest concern is going to be property value decreasing.
Hain's neighbors across the street feel the same way.
I think it will impact how much we sell our houses for.
While there isn't any definitive research that breaks down the health implications of these towers, there's plenty of stigma surrounding the topic.
I think it has a huge stigma. The tree's definitely not going to disguise it. It's pretty obvious.
And even if it wasn't, Realtor Joe Dysart says that's something a homeowner would have to disclose.
Even if it's not there, if they put their house up on the market tomorrow, I would highly recommend, as an experienced agent, to say you need to disclose this.
And that may have an impact on prospective home buyers.
And if you can see it or you can hear it outside of a home, it's potentially an issue. If they see a house down the street, same price, same condition, and it doesn't have a cell tower.
The reality is these 5G towers are going to be more apparent in communities across Colorado as technology continues to advance. But in that process, Hain's situation may indicate that residents don't get a say in the matter, at least in Inglewood.
I don't think the city has been doing its due diligence on this process.
Bayan Wang, Denver 7.
We will be sure to follow up with the city of Inglewood to see what the results of that property survey show. If there's something you would like Contact Denver 7 to look into, just call the number on your screen or email contact7@thedenverchannel.com.
A new safe outdoor space opened in Denver today. It will provide stable housing to people experiencing homelessness. Now, this is in the Barnum neighborhood. This is just south of Empower Field at Mile High. This particular safe outdoor space will be here for a year and then move to another location. And once the safe outdoor space moves, the city says the land will be used to create permanent affordable housing for seniors.
The small community here is amazing.
A small community making a big impact.
How they helped the boy stand on his own feet.
You see him happy when he's walking, so he's enjoying what he's doing.